many people in general, and us, minorities in particular, the only interaction we have with the justice system is as defendants. Unfortunately, it's under unfortunate circumstances, and it tends to be a little disconcerting and confusing. So there's a skepticism amongst many people in the community pertaining to judges, lawyers, or anything or anybody associated with the judicial system. That said, many people, and I count myself among them, have a hard time separating the difference between what we feel as is justice as an ideology versus the actual law. Can you speak a little bit to the ideal of justice versus the law?
Well, ideally, justice is blind,
Mm-hmm.
and it only deals with the facts and circumstances. In reality, we all know that is not true. And you should realize that judges are no different than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
They have stereotypes and prejudices, and just because a person has on a black robe doesn't mean that those stereotypes and prejudices were left outside the door.
Okay.
So you must realize that judges are regular, everyday people. Now, sometimes, as I indicate to my students, or whenever I go out and give a speech, how we appear in front of a judge has a lot to do with how the judge is even going to perceive that
Mm-hmm.
person. Now, I am,
Right.
but I'm saying it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have someone coming before a judge with wearing the pants that are low
Mm-hmm.
and baggy and jeans
Mm-hmm.
and caps and not combing the hair, or women wearing tons and tons and tons of jewelry,
Mm-hmm.
that judge may look at them and already perceive them to be guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not even going to listen to that person. And that may happen. So we have to learn and process what's going on when we go into that courtroom and understand how we are being perceived, and what's more importantly is how we appear before the judges.
I think this book really fills a void because it gives everyday young folks an opportunity to say, okay, here's somebody. You said it gives personal information about the person and so on and so forth. So they definitely need to see various people more. There's been a historical connection, though, between black success and either entertainment in some capacity,
Right.
or crime.
Right.
It's very common for many of our young people to only know individuals with any type of material wealth,
Right.
to be entertainers, pimps, hustlers, drug dealers, and things of that nature. So we have to kind of dispel some old stereotypes and myths, right?
Correct. In the introduction of the book, I kind of go over kind of a brief history of, black history here in America.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you bring up a good point. In the past, entertainment or, even crime, those were areas that we were limited to. Now in today's world, we're past the civil rights movement. We finally had that freedom that we were fighting for. Now it's time to capitalize on every opportunity out
Mm-hmm.
there instead of being forced into what somebody, wants you to be. And that encompasses the title. We're more than entertainers, not because I'm knocking the entertainment field, but
Mm-hmm.
because the whole world is an option for us now.
Mm-hmm. Maybe 50, 60 years ago, if a gentleman, he could be a drop out of high school,
Right.
or just finish high school and work at a steel mill, work at Ford, or work at some type of manufacturing job. But those jobs, again, it ties into the global economy, no longer exist because they ship overseas,
Right.
and get the labor done much cheaper. So that has changed the landscape of a lot of careers as well, right?
Right. Unfortunately, the theory of graduating from high school or even not graduating from high school and joining a factory where you'll have world-class benefits, you'll make $20, $25, $30 an hour. Those days are now history,
Mm-hmm.
and that just puts a greater emphasis on having an education. We're going from kind of a labor-intensive economy into a knowledge-based economy. So you're going to earn, what you know, rather than,
Mm-hmm.
how many hours you can put in.
We brought the issue of interracial dating. I mentioned that as one of the alternatives to sisters combating the ratio difference between black male or productive black male. Let me say that there are a lot of black men out there, but productive, upwardly mobile black men to their female counterparts. Habiba, I learned recently, had recently got together with a very nice guy. I'm sure he is because she likes him, so I'm sure he's an outstanding young man who happens to be of another persuasion. How is that working out for you?
It's good so far. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I mean, he treats me very nice, and I feel adored, and that's something that I haven't had in a relationship.
Okay, now. Keep going, but know who you're talking to.
But no, seriously, I mean, it's been a good experience for me.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it,
No, but if you honestly feel that way, that's I think it's important for brothers to hear that, hey, he treated me better than any brother did so far. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, I hate to have to say it, but it's true.
Okay.
It's true.
Okay. Well, just the little things, I assume.
It's just a little, it's a lot of stuff.
Okay.
A lot of things. It's been a very different experience for me. Always concerned in how I'm doing or what's going on with me. Do you need anything? Are you okay? Sweetie, honey, baby, all of that,
Okay.
and he likes to do things. It's not just, oh, I don't feel like doing that. Oh, you want to go do that? Nah.
Yeah,
you want to
they
get, I don't like that. I can't stand. I'm the type of person where let's go to the museum, go see the symphony orchestra. Let's go to the park.
Right.
Right,
Let's
things
go
that
to a nice restaurant. Not have to be all the time. I'm not expecting you to take me out to, a 5-star restaurant
Right,
every
that's
week.
always
You know what I
good.
mean?
Right.
But just
Right.
so that, well, you deserve this, so I'm gonna do this for you because I see that you are beautiful inside and I like being with you. So I'm gonna express that.
Okay.
And that's something I haven't had like consistently. You know what I mean? You
Sure.
get it for like the first,
Right,
the
right.
first week or so when they trying to get with you. They wine you and dine you, show you, oh, you this and that, honey,
Right.
and all that.
Right.
But then after the relationship goes to a different level, then that dwindles down.
It dwindles.
It dwindles down, and that hasn't happened.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, that's just happens to be a man thing. We have to see if this guy stays on his P's and
That's
Q's.
true.
I have to talk to you down the road. And Omari, you're Kenyan.
Yeah.
And-
Both my parents are from Kenya, and I think, I'm obviously dark-skinned. I'm not in between or anything like that. I'm definitely all the way dark-skinned.
I'm right with you.
And my experiences actually they've been pretty positive, but I definitely did not feel the impact of being dark-skinned until coming to America as a kid. That's when I
Wow.
first really felt it.
Okay.
And that's not to say it doesn't exist in Africa, because if we go back to the history, even like in South Africa where they had apartheid, they were divided into different camps, and there was like colored, which was basically mixed, and then there was like black, which was would be me, like black, and then there was like the whites, and then the Asians. So it's
Right.
everything has been divided. It's not just in America where things were divided. It was in Africa too, in certain places. But definitely in America is where I first felt it, because then it was kind of because I remember the first time I felt it, I think it was one of those things where, you're in school and, you see someone who's pretty and someone says well, I don't know if you can go out with her because she's dark skinned, and it's like,